Yeah, his only goal coming in 59 seconds. Fastest Premier League goal we've seen so far this season, and the fastest Premier League goal at the Etihad from City since September 2019. Listen, it's games like this, Dorset. If you're going to be part of the title race, you simply have to win. They moved to within 4 points of Arsenal, but that could be 9 points tomorrow if Arsenal beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. But they were far from convincing, City, today, particularly second half.
Anything but convincing. First half was too easy. And I think that's what sometimes can happen. You can come lackadaisical, it's slow passing. I think I said to you in the first half, I was pretty bored. They got off to such a quick start. Great play down the left-hand side. Silva lends Nunes in, pulls it back to Foden, and the ball's high and it gets his leg up. Good contact, hits the bar and go in. You think, oh, here we go. It's going to be goal after goal. And it was just slow. Leeds were too passive. They didn't get anywhere near the levels that you have to be at to play against Manchester City away from home. However, second half, Leeds turned up the gear and Manchester City struggled to cope with that. And at one point, the game was in a balance. I had no idea which way it was going to go. I would have probably edged towards Leeds. But what they did when they were under pressure, game management, which I talked about, Donnarumma goes down and stops that stem of one-way attacking from Leeds. I don't really like that, but it's game management. Pep tweaked it a little bit, got his team back into shape, and then at the end, anything can happen. And that little bit of quality from Phil Foden, I thought it was exceptional today. Everything positive that Manchester City did came through. He was getting on the ball, he was trying to create, he was running forward, and he got his goal. His last goal late on, it needed that little bit of magic because Leeds were defending for their lives. Everyone behind the ball takes it across his body. He's wanting to get the shot away and takes an extra touch and puts it past Lucas Perry. Job done, not convincing in the slightest.
And one job that Leeds United definitely got done today was keeping Erling Haaland quiet. I mean, one shot in the entire game, and that came in the 88th minute. How do they keep him so quiet today?
Well, he must have felt sorry for Leeds. He must think I was born in Leeds. I was a Leeds fan as a young kid. I used to have Eric Backer on my shirt, and he just didn't look interested. I was so surprised. I expected him to turn up here after the last two performances and results and go, do you know what, I'm going to show everyone how good I am.
When you say he didn't look interested, what, body language, the runs he was making?
Running, his runs in behind. He had one attempt late on when the ball's coming from Jeremy Doku and Struijk holds him well, he gets ahead. But he just looked, he didn't get an awful lot of service, don't get me wrong, and that can sometimes happen with Haaland. But today he certainly wasn't at the races.
Let's talk about Leeds United, Dors. He talks about, in that interview we just heard from Daniel Farke, how united they are, how tight they are as a team. Did you see evidence of that, particularly in the second half, the way they fought back?
Most definitely. And he's touched on there saying he was proud of his team, and he should be. He really, really should. I thought they were unfortunate not to get a point out of the game or even win it in the second half. I mean, he made big calls at half-time, taking his two wide players off in Willie Gnonto and Dan James, went to a back three, brought Puyol and Dominic Calvert-Lewin in, and went a little bit more direct and went, can you deal with this Manchester City, your defenders? And they couldn't. For large periods of that second half, when they played to the strengths, from Lucas Perry going more direct, Puyol putting the ball up and playing balls into Jayden Bogle, who was playing wing-back with James Justin, and I thought it suited them the way they played. They got the just rewards. Really, really disappointed the way the first half played out. Give a goal away from home after 1 minute, and the set piece is so avoidable from Lucas Perry, and you reflect back and go, we should have got something out of that game. And Daniel Farke has to try and take the positives, but we know in this game it's about getting points on the board. It's happened too many times late on in games where they've not picked up points that they should have done. Fulham away, arguably, could have nicked 3. Get nothing. Bournemouth at home, leading 2-1, draw 2-2. These are big moments in the season for Daniel Farke, but plenty of positives for Leeds United. Tough place to go, but it doesn't get any easier.
No, it does. I mean, Chelsea where Liverpool will at home next too, but has that performance perhaps bought him some extra time, if indeed he is under pressure in terms of his future at the club?
I certainly hope so, because last week people are talking about his substitutions and are they right and wrong. People will have questioned, you're taking Dan James off, you're taking Gnonto off. Sometimes when you go to a back three or a back five, whichever you want to play it, this was a positive, and you can use it on that if you go more direct. So I certainly hope so for Daniel Farke. The Premier League is challenging at the time, but they showed a big response after that first 45 minutes because it was well below. If you're going to get anything out in the Premier League, you need to start the Premier League games better.
Yeah, well, I mean, Foden's definitely back to his best. I think we saw a lot of it against Dortmund a few weeks ago, and then, people have doubted him last season. we got the job done. It wasn't convincing at all, like you said. Haaland didn't get a goal. He's on for 100. Actually, he's on 99 at the moment in the Premier League. But we won the game. That's all I'm really bothered about, and it's pretty relieving at full time, to be honest.
Luke, obviously, after seeing Foden's performance today, and I completely agree with you as well, that it looks like Foden is back to his best again. That second goal today, the first goal was tough, the way he's got over the ball and controlled it, but the second goal was like a typical number 10 goal. He's on the half turn, he's shifted the ball, shifted it again, and then put it in the bottom corner. Based upon this form, is he a starter for England, or is he just a squad player?
It's tough, mate. I mean, the thing is, right, he was PFA Player of the Year before the Euros and he still couldn't get a start for England. I think when you're picking an England team, you want players that have done it for England, and Foden hasn't quite done that, as much as I'd love to, see him start.
In fairness, he hasn't played in his position, his natural position.
Yeah, exactly. No, I completely agree with you. He's been out wide. We want to see him
left
playing
wing,
that 10 role.
And playing on by the way, playing on the right wing for England is a lot different to playing right wing for City, where you can just drift into the number 10 positions. When England play, they have their wingers really wide, right? So it's different for Foden.
Yeah, I mean, I'm his number one fan. I want him straight in the team, but you got to see what Tuchel can cook up. Tuchel said himself he's a central player. He's viewing him only as a central player, and I'm hoping he can get in there. But there's a lot of competition. We know Cole Palmer's in there, Bellingham as well. But I'm happy he's playing for City and he's performing again. So that's what we want.
Luke, why do Man City's defence always look fragile? When you guys won the triple,
defense, mate. Honestly, I was right behind that penalty.
Sorry, Luke. When you guys won the triple, though, like your defense wasn't too dissimilar. I mean, Ake was there, yes. I mean, Nunes wasn't there. Sorry, but I mean, generally you got the same kind of players. But now every single game, you look like you're going to concede. When you guys are winning 2-0, I actually turned around to one of the producers and said, this could be 2-2. And then it gets to 2-2 and it's like, wow, can we get the win now? You're struggling. Why is that, do you think?
Yeah, it's not nice at all. I think in that treble season, we were a little bit shaky at the start and people kind of forget that. We had a lot of changes as well. Cancelo was in that team at the start of the season and he was straight out, obviously, in the January. We basically had 4 centre-backs. We had Ake, Akanji, we had Stones, we had Diaz, and as much as you said some of the players are the same, I do agree with you. I think it's just so different. And Gvardiol was playing at left back. We've effectively got 2 centre mids at full backs now as well, and they put in a good performance each, to be honest, with an assist going forward. But like you said, it's not quite what we want at the back. It's not. We've not got a natural right back. We've got O'Reilly playing left back. We've had Aït-Nouri injured for quite a while, and he's not quite got him into the team yet. So it's not ideal, but like I said, I think all City fans out there are just relieved, and we've got the job done today and won the game. That's all that really matters. But it's not ideal. I get what you're saying.
Luke, you mentioned there Nico O'Reilly. As much as he's not a natural left back, I have to say, based upon his form this season, if this continues, he's not only going to the World Cup, he's starting left back because he's playing so well. He's tall, he's strong, he's technically very good, he's got good end product, his distribution into midfield is very good. That's the kind of defender or player you want to see playing for England. I mean, there's competition, yes, but at the moment, based upon this form, he's got a very good chance of starting in the World Cup.
Yeah, definitely. I'm hoping Phil Foden's in there with him as well, like you said. But I think he's been unbelievable this season. His form as well shows he's an exact modern left back, to be honest. Like you said, he's physical, he's technical, he's good like positioning wise and stuff like that. And I think
he reminds me a bit of Calafiori, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
in a way,
particularly in the last season as well, he was good.
Yeah.
And then everyone's picking up on it now, but he has been a standout performer for us this season. And with some of the injury problems we have had, especially in that position, he's really stepped up. And it's meant Gvardiol can play centre back as well, which is good because that's his natural position. So yeah, he's doing a great job, O'Reilly.
Let's get the thought of you at home. We've got Aston Buckley, Man City fan, who is joining us now. Good evening, Aston. I guess just want to initially get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game for a neutral, wasn't it? But as a City fan, it wasn't so great in the stands. I mean, when it went to 2-2, it's quite a big shock compared to the first 45 minutes where City felt so comfortable in full control of the game. Probably should have scored more in that first half. Daniel Farke, credit to him really, because he did make those changes at half-time. Leeds went to that 5 at the back, 2 up top with Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and that really did cause problems for City. But also, I think the sort of drop in performance level from City. I think maybe we were too comfortable in that first half, and they didn't expect that sort of turn up from them in the second half. And it shows with football how things change, because I actually thought City played better against Newcastle the other day, and they lost that game. And today they don't play as well, and they get the 3 points.
Aston, just a quick one from me. City's defence always looks really fragile at the moment. Even when you guys are playing well and attacking really well, like the start of the first half, particularly in the first half, there always seems like there's going to be a chance. When it was 2-0, I actually said this game could be 2-2. And then obviously Leeds got back into it. And I think that's a worry. Why do you think that is now? Because you still got some like world-class defenders there.
I think City are playing a different style of defending. They're sort of defending more on the front foot this season. Pep Lijnders come in, who worked previously Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. And it's all about high pressing. And the way City play, they press very high. And then it does leave people in sort of 2-on-1 situation at the back. I mean, for the second Leeds goal, it left Nico O'Reilly on his own on the left-hand side. And that sort of put us in a big problems. And also, I noticed in the first goal, Tijani Reinders didn't quite press in the way Pep Guardiola wanted, and he was going crazy on the sidelines. And then before you know it, Leeds go and get a goal at the other end. So I think it's the way we're trying to press, and the players aren't always getting there. I mean, Haaland seemed a little bit off it today in his press. He didn't seem to have the sort of energy he usually does. I mean, Phil Foden brought the energy. I thought he was unbelievable today.
Yeah,
he
right.
carried City through that game with that goal.
I mean, Phil Foden there, particularly the second goal, that second goal is the epitome of a number 10. Like that's the kind of goals you expect from the likes of Foden, Palmer's, these kind of players, where they're already on the half turn, they're shifting it again, and they're getting a shot off in a tight area. It was an unbelievable goal. But Foden was quality today. Like you said, Haaland was off it. And again, I think Haaland's been much better this season in terms of getting involved in the play, holding the ball up. He's bringing other players into the game as well. But today, he was anonymous. And these are the kind of performances where I look at him and say, he needs to do a lot better for the player he is.
I mean, you could say that, but I mean, usually against the teams sort of down the lower bottom half of the table, he scores 4 or 5 goals, and then it's in the bigger games people question he hasn't turned up in those. So I think it's just an off day for him. You know, I think he's allowed an off day. I think he had an off day at St James's Park the other day as well, unfortunately. I think on another day he scores a hat-trick there maybe, and City go and win the game.
That's off fortnight.
Yeah, I know. It happens every now and again.
I played as a striker, and obviously I never scored nowhere near as many goals as Haaland. But I just think that if Haaland's going to be compared to the greatest strikers to ever play in the Premier League, these kind of games, he needs to turn up and do more. I'm not saying you're going to score goals every single game, because you're not. But you just got to do more than what he's done today. And I mean, it looks like Pep here is giving him a pep talk.
I don't know if it's a tactical thing with Haaland. I know it's a lot last season. He wasn't as good as he usually is last season. And he seemed to, a lot of time, his movements seemed to be like peeling off to the far post and waiting for crosses to come in, which I don't think he's particularly, I know he's a big man, but he's not the best in the air. He does score headers every now and again. He can bully players, but not quite as much as if he's running through on goal. He's much better with the ball at his feet. So today he sort of played a lot of that, appealing to the far post and waiting for those crosses to be swung in. I don't know if that was a tactic to sort of occupy the Leeds players and then find space for Foden or Shirky who came on, Doku. That seemed to be the reason why, because he wasn't sort of in the positions you usually expected to be in. I mean, at one point, Leeds really struggled defending against City. We get a cross into the box. I think it was Pascal Schraub who plays one off the line, and Haaland doesn't even gamble to get the end of it. He's too busy.
That's the one. Like literally, he goes there right at the end to pick the ball up to go for the corner. Like normally, Haaland's like he's in there. He's a fox in the box.
Yeah, I don't know what his movement's doing. I think it was really an off day. He seemed to be more involved in sort of getting scuffles with the opposition defenders and sort of occupying him. I don't know if that was the idea, for him to occupy him and find space for the others, but it was an odd game from Haaland. But I won't be worried.
Look, thanks for the messages that have come in as well. We just want to ask Jay, you saw a question pop up there. Do you think City will win the league, or do you think they are too vulnerable? You talked about their defensive frailties.
No, I can't see Man City winning the league. I think that there'd be more chance of them winning in Europe than in the league. I just feel like at home, again, you guys look like you're going to concede goals like every game. And I feel like when you look at Arsenal, they probably won't lose at home all season. And then, between now and the end of the season, they might lose 3 games. But I feel like Man City will lose more than that. Liverpool are obviously way off it. I mean, the realistic, contenders are Chelsea, to be honest. They're playing well. They're in form. They're second in the league. You can't argue with that. But I don't think Man City's far off. They've still got some unbelievable players there. They're going to strengthen. They might even strengthen in January. But I just don't feel like this is a season that Man City are even competing for the title.
What do you think of this message? Haaland, he's a flop.
No,
Haaland's a flop. That's just caught my eye, guys.
Listen, Haaland is he's going to go down as one of the best goal scorers of all time, I'm sure. As long as he avoids injuries, we pray. But, I mean, I just don't see Man City being there or thereabouts come May.
OK, Aston, thank you very much indeed. I think a few of the fantasy football players obviously sending those messages well.